What's up, Effortless investors, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly how my trading 212 portfolio performed in 2025, the growth, the dividends, how it compares to 2024, and what my plan is going into 2026. If you're a beginner investor, a low-income investor, or someone who's just trying to build wealth slowly without overcomplicating things, this video is for you. So at the end of 2025, my portfolio sits at £2,291.93, built mainly through small, consistent monthly contributions of around £100 to £110 per month. No windfalls, no viral trades, just consistency. So let's break it down. First, a quick snapshot of the portfolio itself. This is a stocks and shares ISA with Trading 212, and my strategy is deliberately simple. Roughly 70% of the portfolio is focused on growth through ETFs, and 30% is focused on growth through dividends, using dividend-paying stocks and funds. I currently contribute monthly, automatically, and right now the portfolio holds 17 different assets. Nothing fancy, nothing overly complex, just something I can stick with long term. At the start of 2025, my portfolio was worth £573.18. And thanks to those consistent monthly contributions, by the end of the year, it had grown to £2,291.93. In terms of performance, the portfolio delivered a total gain of £259.14, which works out at a 8.84% growth for the year. For a year built on small contributions, I'm genuinely happy with that, as the conservative plan I have in place is to beat an average annual return of 7.5%. The best performing holding by far was Palantir. It returned a gain of 207%, and in pound terms, that was £163.11, which, in a small portfolio, is a meaningful difference. Now, compared to 2024, the numbers look quite different. In 2024, the portfolio returned 21.3%, largely due to a tech boom in November and December, whereas in 2025, it was just 8.84%. But context really matters here. The first half of 2024 was chaotic. I was learning on the fly, reacting emotionally, and trying to figure things out as I went. In November 2024, I created a clear plan. And in 2025, I actually stuck to it. So even though 2025 delivered lower headline returns, it felt far more structured, controlled, and repeatable. The volatility in 2024 came from my lack of understanding. In 2025, volatility was just the market doing market things. But let's talk about the dividends, because this is where things start to get motivating. In 2025, the portfolio generated £25.36 in dividends. That's an average of about £2.11 per month, with the highest month being December at £8.14. I currently have 15 dividend-paying holdings from both ETFs and individual stocks, and every single dividend is automatically reinvested. It's not life-changing money yet, but seeing income arrive without doing anything is incredibly motivating, especially early on. For comparison, in 2024, the portfolio only generated £2.19 in dividends. However, that is only from a 6-month sample size. Nevertheless, year on year, that's an increase of 1,057%. Now, obviously, that kind of growth isn't going to repeat, and I wouldn't expect it to. But it really shows what consistency and time can do. And this has been one of the biggest mindset shifts for me. Continuing with the positivity, a few things went really well this year. First is my consistency. Continuing my monthly contributions with no panic and no overthinking, this has helped turn a small goal into a habit with little to no effort. Second is the Palantir sale. I bought it in November 2024 with the intention of holding it for about a year, riding a wave, and then reassessing. Ultimately selling in November 2025 for a 207% profit was a big moment. Not just financially, but psychologically, especially for a small portfolio. And finally, the dividends. Watching them grow from almost nothing to something tangible has kept me engaged and motivated all year. The excitement of continuing to watch them grow motivates me even further, and if nothing else, is proof that the plan is working. Unfortunately, life is about balance, and there cannot be a positive without a negative. However, there wasn't a massive mistake or disastrous trade this year. But the first 4 months of 2025 were tough. The portfolio was down month after month, and I'll be honest, it was demoralizing. I hadn't experienced that kind of prolonged weakness before, and it tested my patience and my resolve. In hindsight, it was just part of the journey, but at the time, it didn't feel that way. Thankfully, the following months helped put those early months into perspective. Taking a step back and looking at my long-term investment goal, ultimately it hasn't changed. I want to keep investing for at least 20 years using small, manageable contributions and let compounding do the heavy lifting, whilst gaining as many good habits and knowledge as I can, with the hope of passing that on to the next generation so that they can benefit earlier than I did. Will this portfolio make me a millionaire? Probably not. But could it grow into a few £100,000 over time? Possibly. And if it helps provide additional financial security in retirement, or something to pass on to my children, that's more than enough for me. Taking a look ahead to 2026, the goal is simple. I'll continue contributing £100 per month, focusing purely on consistency. I'm not changing strategy, I'm not chasing trends, I'm letting growth and dividends do their thing. My dividend goal for 2026 is £50 for the year. Ambitious, but realistic. In regards to growth, the cautious target of 7.5% remains the same. And yes, I might start keeping an eye out for the next Palantir. And that brings to a close the review of my portfolio for 2025. As always, I'll continue sharing monthly updates, exactly as they are, wins, losses, and everything in between. And so to everyone watching, whether you've been investing for 20 years or you haven't even started yet, whether your portfolio is £1 or £1 million, here's hoping for a prosperous 2026. Keep it simple, keep it realistic, and keep it effortless.